Hi there, my name is Matt Gibson. Welcome to my presentation today about how to overhaul your digital brand for a post-COVID business environment. So I'd like to start off and just tell you a little bit about myself. First, I am the CEO of UpThink, a digital marketing agency that I founded about 5 years ago. Before that, I worked as a professional travel blogger, and I was also the president of the Professional Travel Bloggers Association, which is a nonprofit B2B industry association for travel bloggers and travel industry to meet and work together. I have spoken at dozens and dozens of trade shows, mostly travel and digital marketing focused shows, and conferences about working with influencers and digital marketing in general. Previous to my career as a blogger, I was a freelance writer and I was a magazine editor. And because of this work experience, I have been working 100% online since 2008, so coming up on about 14 years almost. I've done this all 100% working remotely, and also with pretty much all of my income coming from online sales. So this has been my career for as long as I can remember, branding myself online, selling products and services online, helping other people do the same thing. So I wanted to share that with you today because I thought there was a need for this in this space. So during my research about import-export businesses and in my personal experience and due to my research, I have personally found that import-export also tends to focus a lot on traditional face-to-face networking events and sales. And when I've gone through for this talk and I've done some research, looked through a lot of import-export companies that I could find online, I found that it looked like that hasn't really changed a lot in recent years. And most import-export business websites that I could find look very dated. You know, they look pretty old. They are not following most of the best practices for generating leads and sales. And I really see a need for this in the import-export sector for people to step up their B2B lead gen and sales game online, because it's a good place to grow. It's a place where more people are going all the time, and for most of you, I think it's a good chance to get an advantage over the competition because it is fairly new to most people. So we teach people to do things like this so that they can start moving their B2B business online. It scales better because you don't have to be at places in person or at trade shows in person to make introductions and meet new leads. So we're going to focus on that today. Who this talk is for. This talk is going to talk about fundamentals. So this is going to benefit people who are new to digital marketing and working online. The people who are really interested in doing this want to get serious about improving their digital presence. This is going to benefit those people the most. Even people also who have some experience, but maybe they're still learning. Maybe you've started this journey of putting your website up and optimizing your website funnel for sales and leads and doing a little bit of social media marketing, but you're still learning about how it works. This is also going to be a really good benefit for you. The people who won't benefit that much from this are people who are really experts in digital marketing. You've probably done most of the things I'm going to talk to you about in this talk. Not to say you probably wouldn't hear a few things or be reminded of a few things that you haven't done or that you could improve upon, but this is not going to be the talk that's going to benefit the expert level people that much. So let's start with branding, okay? You want your online brand to be consistent. So when somebody encounters you online, you want them to be able to just always recognize you visually and by your messaging. So we want you to be consistent across all channels. You're going to want to use the same color scheme. Obviously, you're going to use the same logo and the same style of talking to people, whether it's on your website or if you have a YouTube channel, if you're writing blog posts, or if you're posting on Twitter or Instagram. You're going to want to have a style that you try to remain fairly consistent with. So in order to do that, to help maintain your consistency both across your different channels digitally, and when you're working with different people. So if you have a digital marketing manager, or you're hiring an agency to do some work for you, or if you're hiring a web developer to help design a website, you're going to want to have a brand style guide. It's a really simple little document. It's pretty short. It only takes a couple hours to put one together. Then you have something that can help keep all of these different people on the same page when they're working on your brand. And what that'll do is it'll help you maintain a really high level of consistency, and also save you a lot of time when you're dealing with those people. You're going to save yourself just a lot of time and headaches by doing this up front, taking a few hours and then using it to communicate with people about what your brand is supposed to look like. And we'll look at an example of this in a second. Going back to the consistency idea, you're going to want to try and get one simple handle that's the same across all of your social networks. This is really, really good for people being able to just intuitively find you. If your handle on Twitter is @exportbiz, you're going to want it to be @exportbiz on Instagram if you're using Instagram. Or if you're on, Pinterest or TikTok or whatever, you're going to always want it to be @exportbiz, so that people can intuitively find you. They associate that name with you. It's good branding, and it makes it easier for people to find and follow you. So when you're choosing your social handle, especially if you don't have any set up right now and you're just starting fresh, you're going to want to check your social handles, find a few that you like, and find and see if you can get them available on every social network. So you're going to try and get it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. Try and make sure that it's free. And if you can find one social handle that's free across all of the social networks, then try and go snap it up. Now, even if you're not planning to use it, like say you're not going to be on Pinterest, you're probably not going to be on Pinterest. Doesn't hurt to sign up and reserve your handle and just get it so that somebody else can't take it. Instagram, Twitter, you should definitely do this. If you're not on, I would go do it on TikTok. It also helps to prevent people from confusing your brand with somebody else's content. So you want to try and get that handle consistent. You want to try and just lock it down across all networks so nobody else can take it from you, if at all possible. So let's take a look at a really good branding example. This is a company that I always go to for when I'm looking at this stuff. We're going to look at HubSpot. HubSpot is a very, very big, well-known digital marketing company. They were really one of the best digital brands that I could think of. So I wanted to show this to you. So this is the HubSpot website. Has a clear color scheme. They have their logo. Has a very airy, light, friendly look and feel about it that they're going to try and maintain when they're doing all of their social profiles. Okay. Now, what I did quickly when I opened this up was I just came down here and I opened all of these tabs. So you'll notice they have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Medium. Okay, so I opened all those up so we could just look at the branding across these different channels. Right, so we're going to go look at their Facebook. Now you're going to see they have the same sort of primary color scheme here. They've got this orange that they use. Of course, this orange here seems to be their main color. They're using it here, they're using it here. And, it's in their little logo. Then when you see them doing this they have this highlight on the videos, same sort of color scheme. Same color scheme. So they're trying to stay consistent with their, same sort of color scheme. they're trying to really stay consistent in the way they present their brand to people visually, so that when people interact with their content online, they're going to recognize it. They're going to say, oh yeah, that's definitely HubSpot. I hear that voice, that friendly voice they have. I see that colorful, sort of bright, muted color scheme, and I see that orange especially. I'm going to know that's them. Now this is going to continue, I'm sure, on their Instagram. Same logo in orange. Lots of that orange again. And same feel, same look, all the way down. Okay? Now, they have at HubSpot. You can see it here. You can see it here. They're keeping their name consistent across all their channels. Again, YouTube, they've used almost the same background as they did on Facebook. Sort of similar here. See that with the swirls. Again, the branding is consistent. Here they've even, on Twitter, they've even used what appears to be almost the same background as Facebook. Just probably changed the size of it for Twitter. So you can see they're being totally consistent. Now, when you look at LinkedIn, you're going to see the same thing. Again, same background for consistency, same color scheme, same colored posts, all that sort of stuff. Now, just for fun, to see what they did with the social networks that they weren't probably using that much, that they did not link to from their homepage, I opened up a Pinterest account. Boom. I put in Pinterest/HubSpot, same name, found their account, because they have been using the same account across all of their networks consistently. So again, same branding, even though they don't seem to be promoting this on their website. Just for fun, I thought I should go open up TikTok and I should see if they're on TikTok. Now, they are not on TikTok. However, this is a user who has signed up. They just haven't done anything. And I willing to bet my bottom dollar that HubSpot did this. As soon as they could, they came and snapped up this handle, and then they just didn't want to use TikTok, so they didn't put anything on it. They just reserved it. So this is what I recommend trying to do with your social media, with your social networks, and your branding. So let's take a look at a brand style guide. This is my brand style guide for UpThink. It's a very, very simple one. I did this PDF one afternoon when we were in the original development phase of the website, and we were working out all of the branding elements, the colors, the logo, stuff like that. So we just have a little 2 paragraphs about the concept. Here we've got the primary colors that we use. And you'll notice my presentation that I've done for you today uses only these colors. The nice thing about having the brand style guide is that also, in a lot of ways, it saves you time because you never have to think about what to do with your designs. You just come back to this, it makes the choices for you. Typography, we just try to use one font all the time. So for our logo, it's Futura. And then in copy, we just went with simple, basic, reliable old Helvetica. And that's it. That's the whole style guide. So you can make one in a couple hours, and it'll be very helpful in keeping yourself consistent across all of your different platforms, everything you do. Now, your website. So if you don't have a website, or if you need to redo your website because it was made in like 1998 or something like that, then I've got good news. It is much easier than you think it is. Over the past 3-4 years, websites have gotten so much easier to build and so much cheaper to build, so much faster to build. There's really no reason not to have one. I'll explain a bit more here. So, the simplest and easiest solution, I'm going to go through 3 solutions for you, from easiest and fastest to sort of most advanced. Simplest to most advanced. So Carrd, Carrd.co is a website company. They provide just one-page templates for websites. Very easy to DIY by yourself. You can log in. They start from $9 a year. It's nothing. And you can add your own domain name to it, so you can have mybusiness.com on that website. And you can just have a very nice one-page landing page to try and generate leads and make sure you look professional online. Super easy. If you're just looking for a quick way to get something out there professionally, you don't want to hire somebody, or you don't have the money to hire somebody, boom, Card is a very, very good way to just get a simple one-pager up there. Now we move to sort of the middle of the road. You've got Webflow and Squarespace. These are two platforms that are very easy, again, to DIY. It's a little bit more, a few more options. They're a little more customizable than a Card, but they're not exactly owning your own website, because they're hosted on the platform of Webflow or Squarespace, so they come with limitations. They have some limitations with what you can do with the design of them. With their functionality, there's a few limitations. And they also have limitations on the amount of traffic that they can handle and the number of pages they'll allow you to make up. I think it's around 100 pages or something like that. So if you plan to make a very big website, or a website that you want to have a lot of traffic coming to it, things like that, these are probably going to be a little limiting for you. But if you want something that, again, you can DIY, or that a relatively unskilled employee of yours can go and learn how to use without a huge learning curve, these are not bad options. They start from $144 a year, $12 a month, and go up from there to several $100s a year. And finally, my preferred option, of course, is WordPress, because, well, I've been building on WordPress since 2008, and that's what we specialize in here at UpThink. And of course, WordPress or custom development is still quite user-friendly. It has unlimited scalability and customizability, so you really have you have the control over the website that you want to handle as much traffic as you could imagine. Huge enterprise websites are run on WordPress. Stuff like Time.com is a WordPress website. I'm pretty sure Sports Illustrated is. Huge traffic websites. WordPress is a CMS that can handle 99% of use cases. So there's a pretty much unlimited scalability and customizability with very, very few limitations. The really good thing about WordPress too is that there's a massive community of developers. You probably won't find more developers that know a system better than WordPress. And for that reason, pricing in the WordPress website market is really good. So if you were to DIY a WordPress website, you pay around $250 a year just to get really good hosting, and probably a few paid plugins. That would be your cost. Okay. Or if you want full management, my company offers a service, but also many other companies offer services where we will take care of a WordPress website for clients. It means security, updates, backups, all of the technical details, speed optimization, technical optimization, fixing it if it breaks for some reason, making sure it's just secure and safe, and including unlimited updates to content. So you just contact us or whoever is helping you to update the content. That costs less than $200 a month for full management. I think ours starts around $1,800 per year for full management with content updates. So it's not really that expensive. It's not like hiring a new employee or something like that. Like I said, the competition in the marketplace has really pushed down prices in the last few years. So very affordable stuff that you can do to upgrade your web presence. So messaging. This is really, really important. As users, I think we all instinctively know that we don't spend a lot of time reading different things online, especially somebody else's business website. So you really want to get to the point with your messaging. It should be as little as possible, keep it simple, all right? So when you're refining what you're going to say down to the most important things that you can tell a new visitor to your website, It's pretty simple what that is. It's your USP. That's what you want people to know about you when they visit your website. This is what makes us different. This is what you should come to us for. That is going to help separate you from other people and keep them interested. Right? Second thing that you're going to want in your messaging right up front for people is social proof. Okay? This is how we build trust on the internet when we can't meet somebody face to face. So, social proof includes things like customer testimonials. That's great for showing that you're a trustworthy vendor of your product or service. Awards or accolades that you have received, and places where you may have been mentioned in the media, including trade publications if they've covered you or shown, had interviews with you. That's a great place to build trust and show that, hey, we've been around a while. I've been to trade shows. I've been featured in this newsletter from, this particular trade show. Here's what our customers have said. It all goes to showing that, yes, we're trustworthy. You can trust us. This is the best way we can build that kind of trust online. Always include a call to action, okay? So you want every visitor on your website to take an action. Maybe that is to call you for a consultation. Maybe it's that you want them to fill out an inquiry form that sends you an inquiry of some kind. Maybe it's that you want them to actually hit the buy button and purchase something. Whatever that is, you're always going to want your messaging to focus on that call to action that is your main goal on the website. I would assume in most import-export, it's to book a meeting to talk with you about what you do. So you're going to focus on that. You'll see that also in this talk. I'll have one at the end for you guys. So, book a call. That's going to be your call to action that you would probably put on your website. So, when you're doing digital marketing, we talk about an online funnel. This is the journey that a user takes from first discovering your brand online to actually buying something from you, or booking a meeting, or whatever our conversion is. So they're going to become aware of you, maybe through seeing your content on social media. This is one example. They see your content on social media and they become aware of you. And from that, they visit your website, which is discovery. Okay? So maybe after they visit your website a few times and they decide that you're an interesting company, they want to know more, they want to hear what you have to say. Maybe they'll sign up for your newsletter. So now they're getting more and more familiar with your brand. So from the newsletter sign up, they receive newsletters, maybe they click back to your website a bunch of times from the newsletter, something like that. They see some more of your content on social media, and one day finally they say, you know what, I need to talk to these guys. And they either buy something, or they make an inquiry, or they call you for a demo, or they book a meeting, or whatever that is. That's what a funnel looks like. This is the journey of most customers from never hearing about you before to buying something from you or booking a sales meeting or something like that. So we're always focused on, at each level of this funnel, we're focused on getting that person to the next level of the funnel, till they get to the bottom. So let's say that you have gotten your website set up, your social media set up, and now you're going to do some online meetings because you're getting people to book online meetings with you. I'm going to run you through a few best practices for your online meetings to make sure they're as effective and professional as possible. So first, scheduling app. You're going to see actually a link to my scheduling app at the end of the talk. I will put it up there in case you guys have questions. A scheduling app, there are several of them. I use one called Cogsworth, but there's Schedulely and Calendly, all sorts of different apps available. They're great because it's one click to your calendar. It automatically connects with your Google Calendar. People can easily find a time to meet with you. Saves a ton of time on emailing, trying to figure out a good time to talk to somebody. It's a very useful tool. Definitely worth it. Okay. The next thing you're going to want to do is set up a dedicated space to do video meetings so that you can have face-to-face conversations with people. It's not as good as getting to sit down in a room with a person and meet them face to face to do sales, but it's the next best thing that we're going to get digitally. So it's a very good idea to make sure that your digital meeting game is on point. So you're going to want to have a dedicated space. I'm sitting in mine right now. It is not the best space ever. It's just a white wall behind me, but it's not distracting. It's well lit. So it's easy for a person to see me. And this is the place I always sit when I have a meeting. So I just know I don't have to worry about getting set up. I just come, sit down here, have my meeting. You're going to want to wear headphones every time you have a meeting. I really, really strongly recommend this. Buy earbuds, anything that has a microphone on it, and then just test it with your computer or with your phone or both. Digital meetings have a lot of problems. There's technical problems with echoes, with somebody sounding too quiet because the microphone's too far away or because the speakers on the computer are not loud enough. All sorts of things can go wrong that a $10 set of headphones will solve. I highly, highly recommend getting a set of headphones and just using them, making a habit of using them for meetings. They'll solve 90% of technical problems that often happen in meetings, and you won't have to worry about them. You'll hear the other person better. They'll hear you better. It'll be a better experience. Camera placement. This one is something that very few people think about, but again, really, really highly recommend thinking about this. You want the camera to be at eye level or above. So right now I have my laptop on a stand. It's just around above my eye level. Just going to take it, move it, show you what this looks like if I move it. So if I put my camera down on the table, now it's like this. And you're looking up at me. It's not very pleasant, right? Put it back up here on the stand, and it's a nice eye level. It's like the person that you're talking to. It looks much better. It's also way more flattering for you. Like when you're looking at somebody when they're laying like from down here, you can see all the chins and everything. You're gonna look better too. Highly recommend this. And a couple of things you can buy that will make you look even better. One is a webcam. Now I'm just using my laptop webcam and I don't like it. You saw how grainy the video is here. See, the quality of this is not that great. That's because it's my MacBook webcam. I have been looking at buying actually this exact webcam here. This is highly recommended. A lot of streamers and YouTubers use this webcam for all of their videos, and it's only $70, $80. So I'd recommend that. Also, I'd recommend getting a ring light. This makes all of the difference. It's so cheap, it's like $10. I have a ring light, this exact model, on my desk behind my computer right now. So this is what it looks like with it on. All right, and this is what happens when I turn it off. Now this isn't terrible, but it's just a little bit better. This is also a very flattering light, like it fills in your wrinkles and stuff. Again, helps to make you look better. So if you want to look good and you're a little vain like me, then putting your camera up at eye level, having this nice ring light on you, and being in a well-lit room in general, those are going to help to make you look better. Nicer webcam also going to help make you look better. Make your meetings a more professional experience. So, to recap, branding. Keep your visual branding and messaging consistent across all platforms. Make sure you try to get your say and handle everywhere possible, even if you're not planning to use it. Your website. It's not that difficult to set up. It's not that expensive to set up. Get a good website, even if it's just one page. And remember to keep your messaging focused tight. Your USP. For a lot of import-export companies, I assume this is going to be, I do these products from this region to this region. That will immediately tell somebody on your website, do I want to talk to this person? I'm looking for that product from this region to this region. Yes, I do, or no, I don't. Just focus on your USP and a clear call to action that gets people into your funnel, whether that's booking a call, booking a meeting, or buying something. For your meetings, especially for people who are planning to do sales, take the time to just get a meeting space set up that you're always going to use so that it's really easy to plug in. You don't have to think about it every time. You don't have to set anything up. You just know where you're going to go. Sit down, good camera positioning and lighting with headphones, and just have that space ready for this so that you can do it often without having to think about it. All right? And so if you have any questions, please visit my booth for the conference. I have a booth set up. Or you can reach me at upt.ink/meeting. This is my meeting booking link, so you can just click there, choose a meeting length time, and book a meeting with me so that we can chat more about whatever questions you might have about my talk. You can email me at matt@upthinkisgood.com. My telephone number is here if you prefer to just give me a ring on. I'm in Asia, by the way, so just FYI, if it's the middle of the day in United States EST, I might be asleep. And last is the call to action that I said you should always have. So for you guys, for this conference, this is not a service we normally do, but it's something I've thought about a lot, and I wanted to try it out with you guys and just put it up for a super low price. If you want to really improve your digital brand, then I will do for you a personal digital brand audit. They are $49 US. Okay? You will get a personal 20 to 30 minute video like this one where I review your website, the design, the messaging, the website SEO, as well as all of your social media accounts, and I will give you a whole bunch of suggestions for what you can do to improve it, refine it, make it better. And, it's quick. I'll turn them around in, probably 2 to 3 days if you request one. And I'm selling a limited run, 50 of these so that I don't get overwhelmed. And if you want to reserve your spot, you can purchase this at upt.ink/thinkglobal. Okay? So, I hope that was very useful for you, and thank you for attending the talk. And if you have any questions, again, here's my information. Just let me know, and I will do my best to help you out. Thanks very much.